There are a lot of Amazon gurus out there taking, time to give you their advice and you pay for it. It can be expensive and it's all about, how to be a successful seller, of course. But what about the regular real people out there? The ones who found their own success as an FBA seller? Well, we're going to talk to one of those regular people to learn about their success story, and maybe we can learn a little something from them to kind of shore up our business and help us succeed as well. From the West Coast to the world, this is FBA Millionaires. FBA Millionaires. This is the program that is geared toward helping you pursue your goal of earning a seven-figure income selling professionally on Amazon. Hi there, my name is Jeff Allen, and as always, I'm happy to say hello to our own resident expert Amazon sales machine, Mr. Will Moffitt. Will, how are you today?
Hey, Jeff, I am wonderful.
You never get this guy in a down moment, ever. This guy is always in a great mood, and he's that way. I'm sure that he is. But Will, tell us why you're so excited about our guest on this edition of the program.
Everyone with FBA Millionaires, I would like to introduce Kip Gillenwater. She is awesome. How's it going, Kip?
It's going great, Will.
I'm glad you're here. And where are you located?
Palm Springs, California.
Oh,
Palm
shoot.
Springs. We're all on the West Coast.
My wife and I get out there every so often, and it's so nice to be able to say, yeah, it's only a 45-minute drive out to our favorite desert oasis out there. Palm Springs, lucky you. Well, you've got the lifestyle now that you can afford to live out there in Palm Springs. That's where all the Hollywood types go on the weekend still, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful out here. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, my gosh.
And I have to definitely get down there. I hear great things. So now that I know Kip, we can all do dinner.
Absolutely. Come on out.
Yeah. Well,
Perfect.
Be careful. Will gets the check. Trust me on that. He's going to get the check in a minute. Well, let's start, Will. Let's talk to Kip a little bit about kind of what she's been doing, and I'm anxious to hear her story.
Kip, we are all anxious to hear your story. So tell us a little bit about your background and how did you first find out about Amazon?
Well, originally I was a reseller with GoDaddy. I started with that in 2000 or 2001, and I did that. I'm still doing that actually, but the bread and butter of those years was earlier in 2000 before the market got consolidated. And I was looking around for something else to do, and I came across ASM, but what is now amazing.com. I joined through that program and got started that way.
So reselling domains, is that what you mean?
Correct. I was a reseller, and so I still have a website that connects to the back end of GoDaddy. It sells domains, websites, basically everything that GoDaddy sells. I sell under a private label account. And what's funny is when I started that, it was back when computers weren't really out there that much yet, that everybody didn't have the internet. And I actually started the business, and I didn't even have internet at my house when I started an internet business. So
What?
it was kind of funny.
Hey, Kip, I got to ask you a question. I need to know what was your biggest deal that you ever brokered or ever participated in for a domain name?
I have actually, I've bought and sold some on my own account, and the most I've ever done is maybe 15, 20,000 for a domain.
Whoa.
But what I did is I sold to regular people who bought a .com for $10 or $12.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do the reselling of fancy domain names. I said, the biggest one I did personally was for maybe 15, 20.
Now, that's not bad, though, $15,000 to $20,000. I mean, I was thinking, for me, reasonable would be maybe a couple of grand and no more than that. But $15,000 to $20,000, is all of that money yours? You just get a percentage of that? Or, how did that work?
Oh, no, that was a domain that I actually had in my personal account.
Dang.
And sold.
Shoot.
Good job, Kip.
Man, I guess so. Congratulations.
That's awesome. So tell me this, Kip. You've totally dominated in the domain area. How about when you first started off with Amazon? Was it a cakewalk? Did you hit any home runs?
No, I struck out miserably every time. When I started in 2014 with ASM3. And at that time, they had a formula that you were supposed to use to figure out how to find good products. And I did that, and I thought, oh my God, I have the best product in the world. And 500 other people at ASM3 used the same formula and got the same product. It was vitamin C serum, and it totally crashed and burned. And I started that in 30 days of starting, and I tried everything. I did giveaways. I did everything I knew to do, and I knew it was not going to go. And so I regrouped on that and started another beauty product, and it was horrible and did not do well. And at the time, they were saying, okay, you need a website, you need to build a brand, you need to do all this other stuff. And so I focused on that, and the products just weren't selling.
Yeah.
And so I did another product, also a beauty product, and I hated that. And within probably 3 months after I launched my first product, I had 3 duds that were horrible. And so I decided I don't like the beauty niche, and I wanted out of that. And so I went into another niche, which was the baby niche. And I did okay with my first product on that, which was a baby changing pad. And that was okay. And I did that for probably almost a year. And the supplier that I was dealing with totally ripped me off. And as it kept going, the quality got worse and worse. And, you know, for a baby product, it's got to be good quality and nice. Nobody wants to give something with like marks on it or dirt on it to their baby. And so I ended up getting out of that. That did okay, but I would say it was a failure too. And then I did 2 or 3 other products that did not go. And I happened on another product, and it did okay. And I just happened to find through that a niche that's the niche I'm in now. And that one ended up being a home run. And so that kind of got me started and down the path. That one did not actually launch until last October, I think.
Last October, meaning October of 2016, is that right?
Right. So It was a long process. And that one, I actually developed it myself and got a patent on it. So it took about a year to actually get it made and go through all the testing and so forth. But even that, I mean, it took a long time. So I was definitely not an overnight success.
Well, you're to be congratulated for the work, though, that you put in. Over how long a period did you kind of endure this pattern of high hopes and then those fails where you kept trying and things weren't happening for you before you finally hit pay dirt with that product you talked about last October?
2 to 2.5 years.
Wow.
And during that time, there's I had little successes,
Yeah.
but nothing I could sink my teeth into. And it was enough to kind of be like, okay, there's something here. I know it can work, but it's just not working for me. So there were little hills and valleys, but no big, hey, I'm at the mountaintop. Yay. None of that.
Got it. You know what, Kip, if we can fast forward to today, we see a lot of people who may not do so well. They're all looking at the same products on different softwares, and everybody's piggybacking off of each other. Do you feel that that's kind of what's going on here today with the market, and it's a little too saturated?
I don't think it's too saturated in the sense that there's still a lot of money to be made online and at Amazon specifically. I do think that the Me Too products, the people that just throw up something that looks just like everything else and they just slap their own label on it, I'm not sure how much longer that will be successful. I think it will if they have certain rules that they follow and they get it up there and know what they're doing. But as far as newbies getting in, like how many more, with a silicone spatula, how different can it be? And so for my products, what I do and what has been successful for me is doing different products. Like I don't reinvent the wheel, but at the same time, I make the wheel a little different so it looks different, and it's not the same as everybody else's product. It's different, and like I said, I get patents on everything I do. I do intellectual property. I keep track of that very well.
Kip, how many patents do you currently own?
I have 2, and I've got a third one, and I also have the exclusive ability to use another product in the US.
You do have the exclusive ability. So you have what, permission from the manufacturer or the inventor, or how did that work?
The manufacturer is the inventor.
Okay.
And so I have the exclusive right to use it in the US. And I also, with his permission, got the copyright. And I think on that one, we might also be doing the design on that, the design patent.
I'm going to ask another question, Will, real quick. I'm going to duck in here before you jump back in here. Going back to October last year when you had developed that product or rolled that out to the marketplace, number one, was it patented already when you actually put it on Amazon? And how long was the process between the time that you decided it was something that you needed to do and the time that it finally came through, you got the certificate, and you were able to get that thing all legal and patented the way you wanted to?
Well, there's certain steps for getting a patent. There's the applying for the patent, which you have to actually apply for the patent before you make it available for sale or put it out and show people.
Okay.
So if you want a patent, it can't already be on Amazon or can't be anywhere out there.
Okay.
And to apply for the patent, there are certain things like they have to do drawings and so forth, which my attorney did, and it probably took maybe 6 weeks. And then he applied for it, which gave me a provisional patent number or patent pending number, and that I put on the boxes and so forth. That was there for probably 9 months, 8 or 9 months, and that's when it was officially issued and mine. So that's about how long it takes. I think maybe a year or so, but it depends. There are different types of patents. There's design patents which show the look of a product,
right.
And there's a utility patent which is actually an invention of some weird thing.
Yeah, and there are so many. In fact, I know talking to patent attorneys, and those are really interesting folks to talk to because they can go on and they really enjoy what they do. And talking about intellectual property protection, which is basically what it's really all about. And that's something, Will, we're going to have to cover on this show. I think probably a little bit more extensively. It may not necessarily be the right venue for right now, but make a mental note of that, will you? We need to we need to talk about that.
I agree. We may need to get Kip back on for that.
Maybe.
I know what not to do. And one thing that's kind of interesting is I have a trademark on my main brand, and I was trying to split off and do a separate brand underneath that brand. And I tried to get the trademark for that. I had the trademark for my main brand, and then I tried to split it off. And the smaller one, I had everything set up for it. I had all the logos, the website, the brand, all the branding and stuff set up, and they refused my trademark, which totally, messed things up for me. But it was because somebody else had the trademark, and when I went in there to search it, I didn't see it. But somebody had one that was a synonym for mine. What? And they refused it because it was a synonym. So in other words, like, I'm not saying it very well, but let's say garlic press. Let's say I wanted to do garlic press. Somebody else had like garlic squeezer. And they said squeeze and press are synonyms in the dictionary. So it was refused. So there are a lot of little things that catch up.
Oh my goodness. So those things can be pretty pricey. How much are patents running for? Because I've done trademarks, but never patents. And I know patents can be pretty lengthy in time. How much can a patent be?
Well, for design patents, which are the easier ones, and like I said, they're pretty quick compared to utility patents. And so utility patents, I think, are like $5,000 to $6,000. But for design patents, I pay about two.
Okay, that's reasonable. Cut out competition. No hijackers here.
Well, Amazon doesn't always agree, but you're right.
How many products do you have altogether right now, Kip, in your store?
Right now, I have 5, but I just launched 2. So until last month, I only had 3.
Are you selling any, reselling any merchandise whatsoever? You buying any merchandise wholesale from any suppliers right now?
No, it's all private label.
All your stuff, and you're a believer, aren't you, that private label is the way to go, aren't you?
I think there are a lot of paths that people can take. This is just the one that works for me and that I'm most comfortable with, because the others, it's so hard to build the business as it is.
Yeah.
I want to knock out as much competition as possible. And it like if everybody has a silicone spatula, and they're getting it from the same place, how different can it be?
Right. If you don't mind just kind of sharing with us, and I hope you don't mind, let's talk about volume right now. Can you tell us a little bit, give us kind of a rough idea, even a range would be good, about what your monthly volume is at the present time?
Right now, I'm just at the point where I'm solidly doing 100,000 a month. And that's like in quarter 4 type months, just regular months. I'm with the 2 new products. I'm at the 100,000 mark.
Non-seasonal. This is
Non-seasonal.
Whoa.
Kip, welcome to FBA Millionaires.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And she's got the early key to the store right now, the FBA Millionaires Club store, and great work on that, Kip. Well, congratulations on just doing such a fantastic job so far to this point. And Kip is right there, a shining example. We're speaking to her right now. She is in Palm Springs. You're listening to Will Moffitt and Jeff Allen on FBA Millionaires. A shining primary example of the type of people that we're talking about, that this show, we want to appeal to those people who are out there who want to make $1 million selling on Amazon, who want to have 7-figure incomes at the end of a year. And there are folks out there, regular folks like Kip, who, before they got into Amazon were doing other things. And I know that there are a lot of people out there who know this. But there are more people, it seems to me, because of social media. We're inundated, Will, by all of the gurus and all of these marketing masterminds out there who can tell you all about, becoming a giant raving success on Amazon. You can become your own Amazon celebrity, thrill your friends and family, and do all of this. And they go from town to town, and they have these incredible meetings and conventions and seminars and workshops, and people are paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And you may end up spending hundreds or thousands of dollars, whatever the case may be. But the point of the matter is not everybody has had to do that. And you've got a real person right here in any town, USA, but she happens to be living in Palm Springs, who is doing it. And she's seeing great results. It's taken her some hard work. She told an incredible story, I think, Will, how it wasn't home run after home run when she got started. It took her 2 to 2.5 years to find her success.
Yep. Kip is a prime example of what everybody can be. And so, Kip, in saying that, has the journey gotten easier, or as you grow, is it any tougher times?
I don't think anything with this whole process is difficult. It's just trying to master it. And I think as things develop and the business starts to grow, it just requires learning new skills. And to learn different things. Like right now, I'm dealing with inventory and cash flow and trying to set everything up so that I don't run out of stock. And that's just something that it's not hard, but it's different than the things I was dealing with when I was struggling to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
Kip Gillenwater joins us from Palm Springs, California, talking about her journey with Amazon, selling Amazon the FBA way and making a giant success of it. She is into private labeling. She has been very successful this far, and we are going to continue our conversation with her. Will Moffitt and Jeff Allen with you. FBA Millionaires rolls on when we come back right after this.
Getting the funding you need to grow your business can be challenging. But our friends at UpFund make it super easy. See how much you qualify for in 30 seconds and have your inventory funded in just days. Check out upfund.io to get started today. That's upfund.io.
You know, if you want to join the FBA Millionaires Club, well, the really great thing about it is that you don't actually have to be a millionaire. You just have to have the desire, right? So we would love it if you would stop on by our website at FBAMillionaires.com. Look for FBA Millionaires Club, sign up there, and you can keep up to speed with what it is that we're doing, and we'll put you on a mailing list. We'll send you out a bunch of information. We'll keep you up to date on who we're going to have on the program, what we're going to talk about. We'll provide you with some great tips and guidelines and just anything that we can think of to help make your walk through FBA as successful as we can possibly help you make it. Okay, so once again, you're joining the FBA Millionaires Club simply by going to FBAMillionaires.com and look for all the information there. And you can also like us on Facebook and all the other usual social media places. Got it? Will Moffitt and Jeff Allen. That's who I am. Will Moffitt is in Northern California. I'm in Southern California. And with me, not too far away, is our guest, and that is Kip Gillenwater. And she is in Palm Springs, California. We're talking all about her career so far selling FBA, Amazon, and doing it very successfully, Will. What a great story so far.
Kip is killing it. I'm going to call Kip Killing It Kip.
Killing it,
That's what
Kip.
we're going to call her.
I love it.
Kip, for 2018, what's your plans to take your Amazon business to the next level? Everybody is looking for that next extra million, that extra 100,000 to add to that bank account. What do you plan to do to make that happen in your business?
Well, the plan right now is to add about between 5 and 10 new products, hopefully 10, but somewhere in that range. And if I do that, I feel like by the end of 2018, I will have $2 to $2.5 million in sales in that range. So my goal is to scale up and add as many new products as I can successfully.
Well, fantastic, Kip.
That's definitely how to grow.
And I
more SKUs.
Exactly. And you know, well, she's got a game plan, and it sounds to me like she's well on her way to doing that. And she, endured those failures in the beginning, but everything has been coasting right along. And she would probably disagree with me. Pretty smooth sailing, it seems like, from that point. But I do want to ask you, though, Kip, if you have a horror story you don't mind sharing, because we all love horror stories. We like to get scared to death at the movies. And I'm just wondering if you've got one for Amazon that we can hear, that we could learn from.
Well, I have a lot of horror stories, but one, the biggest one is probably last year, after I started what became the home run, or one of the home runs. I had a 40-foot container that was going to Amazon for Q4. And at the beginning of November last year, it got stopped by customs. Uh-oh. And it was not released until mid-January.
Oh.
And that was very painful. And so not only did I miss Q4 with selling these products, but I also was charged like $6,000 or $8,000 for the amount of time it was in customs.
Oh my goodness.
It was pretty painful.
So what happened after that point? I mean, you didn't have the product, obviously, to sell during the Q4, but it was one of those, I mean, you had to sell it after the fact. How were sales after that when you finally were able to get it into your store?
It was okay. It came back, but not as good as it was. Like it never, like I've run out of stock on a couple of different products, and they never come back to where they were before they run out of stock. If it runs out for more than a couple of weeks. Like if it's just for a day or two, it's not that big of a deal, at least from what I've experienced. But if it's more than 2-3 weeks, it's very it's very painful. So yeah, it came back, and now I would say it's probably 80 to 90% of what it was before it had that happen, but it's not back at the 100% where it was.
Oh, boy. You live and
Yeah.
learn, right? It's one of those types of things you have to learn for that kind of experience, Will.
Well, I'm trying to breathe right now. Well, I'm glad you overcame, Kip. Oh, yes. Well, in that case, let's move on to the next question because I'm still trying to catch my breath. I can only imagine that type of product sitting in customs. I've experienced products in customs, and every day I'm emailing.
Yeah.
And I use Flexport, and Flexport, hey, where is it? What's going on? And I don't know, have you guys ever dealt with like FBA or any type of certifications?
Yes.
Oh, that's a whole nother pain with it, but I totally understand, Kip, and I'm so glad that you overcame and you are killing it right now. Are you able to prevent that from ever happening again?
No. No, actually, I have a 20-foot container that's stuck now. It's painful, but not nearly as painful as the first time when it happened. But it's just one of those things. It's just they pull them from time to time, and mine just happened to get pulled in Q4 each year. It's just part of selling on Amazon. It's just something that there are lots of little obstacles, and this is just one that sometimes people have to bump over.
Kip, Kip,
so right.
What kind of advice do you have for those people who maybe are struggling right now with their Amazon business? Maybe they're just getting involved with FBA. Maybe they've sold merchant fulfilled this entire time and they're looking to do something a little bit different. Just from the standpoint of someone who has had successes and failures come her way, and now, of course, you're enjoying this tidal wave of success right now in your own business, what would you say to someone who is riding up there in an elevator with you, maybe the luxury suite of your favorite resort hotel someplace for dinner, and they needed a quick advice about what they needed to do to succeed on Amazon?
I would say don't give up. That would be the first thing. Is it works. There are millions of sellers out there doing well, and you can do it too. It's just a matter of following the blueprint, finding somebody to follow, and follow that blueprint. And if it doesn't work, try it again, tweak it, try it. And I'm a big believer in education, like podcasts like this. I listen to a podcast every day when I go for my walk, and just learning as much as you can about Amazon. And the nice thing about this is there is a blueprint to follow. And I know it's very easy to get distracted because the gurus are saying, oh, this shiny object, you must have this to be successful, or, oh, you need to do this or that. And really, it boils down to a very simple thing. You've got to have the product, you've got to have the sales, and you've got to have traffic. And that's it. That's all you need to focus on until, I'm still focusing on it. So I would say until you have like $3 to $5 million worth of sales, maybe, just focus on what is going to get you sales. And that is a good product and traffic to your listing. If you have those things, then you can succeed.
Kip, when you've got a store on Amazon, as you do, how important is it to have those additional vehicles, online vehicles set up, those selling tools, another website, for example, social media, something to help you with your branding? You touched on it a little bit in the beginning, but we didn't really go into any kind of detail really when you were talking about it. Has that been an important part of your success so far to this point, is being able to have all of those other marketing vehicles online to help support your Amazon business?
No. I actually think I wasted a lot of time on that because those weren't necessary. Those, for the most part, and my background is in websites, it's SEO, and I do have a website for my brand, and I have a Facebook page, and I have Pinterest, and all of those things, but really, they were time wasters. Yeah. And if I were to do it again, I would have the website just because it's important for people to see that you're a real company. But other than that, maybe a Facebook page but I would not spend a lot of time or effort on it, because while those are nice, unless you have a vehicle to monetize those and bring traffic to those and get the traffic from there to your Amazon store, you're wasting valuable time. For me, it's like I said, it's about doing the best I can on Amazon and trying to rank and get traffic there. Amazon gets much more traffic than you're going to get to your website, at least, for me, for my website. And so I can spend my time trying to rank on Amazon. And if I rank, if I move up to the top of page 1 for a particular keyword, and maybe it takes me a couple of weeks to do that, I'm going to make a lot more money than if I try to get get on page 1 of Google for my website, because Amazon is the 800-pound gorilla. So for me, all of those other things were time wasters. And once I realized that it's all about product and sales, that's where my focus became. And that's really what helped my business take off.
Well, Will, that's exactly what Kevin King had talked about when we had the show with him. He talked about the fact that, getting the website together and your Facebook and social media strategy together was not the priority.
Yep, that's so true. I know I often see that it is very easy to look at other shiny objects and, like Kip said, listen to the gurus, and it's always something new to do, some kind of new tactic. But at the end of the day, we all must understand that all we need is a product. If we can find a product, a niche, or a product that we can make our own, make it different, and if we can get it ranked, that's really all it takes, is just finding those products. And sometimes you got to run through a lot of products. I'm a true believer that there's no other way for me but to run through products. At one point, I would launch 10 products per month. That's 10 private label products.
Wow.
And yes, and doing the keyword research and the listings and the sales copy and all that, it was a big mess. But but that's what it takes. But
Yeah.
As you grow, and say out of those 10 products, if you have 3 winners each month, 2 winners each month, 1 winner each month, at the end of the year, when you collect those winners, you're making great revenue.
Mhm.
So, if we look at this picture, and it's all about finding that product. And, if you got to find the products off the software that everybody else is getting, I don't know if you can really depend on being a Kip.
Well, we've kind of run out of time a little bit here, Kip, for this edition of FBA Millionaires, but what a delight this has been for both of us to talk to you tonight. Just a tremendous story, and you have been the consummate guest, consummate pro, and so generous with your time. We really do appreciate your contributions to the program, and we hope we can have you back on again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It's been very nice.
There she
Thank
goes.
you, Kip.
Wow, great job. Well, another great find on your part, my friend. I don't know how you do it, but you come up with these fantastic guests again and again. Any final thoughts to kind of take us out here?
I think I pretty much said what I had to say as far as, guys. There's many things to do out there as far as finding your way through this jungle of Amazon. But
It's the Amazon jungle.
The Amazon jungle. If you find any type of success, hold on to that success, make it better, take the successes and multiply them, and constantly never redo your mistakes. If you keep doing that, you'll keep climbing to the top, as Kip did.
Great show. And Will, thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. Thanks so much for once again being in there for us and being our resident pro, as you always are. We're looking forward to getting together again, I hope. And that's going to wrap up this edition of the program. And don't forget, we want to, make sure that you have a chance to, when you're over there at iTunes, that, give us a rating if you don't mind. That would be really great. We'd love it so much if you would. And also, too, Again, just bears repeating, make sure you stop on by FBAMillionaires.com. You join the FBA Millionaires Club, and really there's no price to pay for that. It's just a matter of being able to connect with us. We connect with you. We send you some stuff from time to time by email to let us know about future editions of the show, maybe give you some tips, some inside advice, anything that we can possibly do to help you in your Amazon career and selling the FBA way. And that's what we want to do. We want to grow successful together. And if that means all we can do is make a lousy 6 figures at the end of the year, then that's what we're going to do. Doggone it. I'd love to be a failure and make 6 figures a year, Will.
Hey. Jeff, you're hilarious.
I'm telling you, man. He doesn't.
I'll take the 6 figures. I'll take it.
He's laughing. He's a 6 figures. I'm probably cutting ourselves short here. We're talking about 7 figures here. After all, it is FBA Millionaires. And from SoCal, my name is Jeff Allen, and up in NoCal, he is
Will Moffitt.
That's right. And this is the show that's all about the Benjamins. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to FBA Millionaires. And as we like to end every single program, Will, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's kill it.
Let's kill it.